I'm in my second year of medicine at UMSW, and I'm lucky enough to be the recipient of a fantastic $10,000 a year CHS scholarship. So what I wanted to do today was give a general outline of how I prepared for the UMAT. So before I start, I just wanted to get an idea of who's here today. So could you please raise your hand if you're currently in Year 12? Yeah. Is anyone here in Year 11? And is anyone here past Year 12? Yeah. So it's a good mix. So as I said earlier, I sat the UMAT, and probably the most important thing for me in terms of preparation is to have a set time each week when I would study for the UMAT, which I think was really helpful. For me, Saturday morning from when I woke up until I had lunch, and was when I would complete one practice paper. And during the holidays, I'd also do some papers on the other days. Obviously, if you're in Year 12 right now and your UMAT's in that week, you should be probably practicing like every day in the lead up towards that. But this is just the others who maybe have more time, like if you're in Year 11. I always completed the paper in one go. So I know a lot of my friends found that it was pretty time consuming. They wanted to just do part of the paper one day and then do the rest later. But I think it's really helpful just to do it all in one go, because that's how you're going to do it in the test. So to sit it under real conditions like that is really helpful. And another thing I think everyone should make sure to do is to carefully analyse the feedback that you get when you complete the paper, and it tells you what you got right and wrong. And take note of how to do any questions that you got stuck on. But also think about questions that you got right and read the solutions for those, because sometimes they'll point out like a method that's smarter or faster than the way that you did the question. Also, often I know when doing MedEntry papers, it seemed really hard. So something I found really helpful was to get a separate piece of paper, and especially if it was a section 3 question, I'd write down the question numbers of everything I got stuck on. Because sometimes when you're going back through the paper, you can't remember if you actually couldn't do that question, or if you figured it out in the end, or if you got it right or wrong. So it's just really helpful to note down what questions you got stuck on. And it really gives you an idea of how well you did on that test, and how much of the test you knew how to do. At the end of the test, I usually have 20 question numbers at least scribbled on that piece of paper, and that was just for section 3. So for section 1 and 2, obviously for the other question I was stuck on. So it's hard to store like 20 questions in your head after you've done like the whole paper for 3 hours. So it's definitely a helpful technique. And it's also really important to remember though that particularly for section 3, MedEntry papers are often much more difficult than the real thing. So don't get put off if your score isn't as high as you'd like it to be. I think it's also really important to balance UMAT preparation with HSC preparation, but I'm sure all the Year 12 students are doing that, hopefully. But yes, just make sure, especially in terms because trials are coming up, try not to sacrifice one or the other, try to get a good balance between both. And just some more personal tips is that for section 2, I found it really helpful to read forums where students who had just sat their UMAT on the day would come home and discuss section 2 questions and what the right and wrong answers were and why. And what I mean by that is that often after the UMAT exam, students will come home. Honestly, almost everyone hates section 2. It's horrible. And so they'll log onto their forums, they'll start complaining about, oh, what was that question about the grammar? Was she angry, or was she sad, or was she frustrated? And then people start replying to that, going, oh, I picked B because in the text it said blah, blah, or someone else will say, oh, no, I thought it was option D because she was crying, or something like that. And by reading those sorts of posts, you get an idea of, first of all, why people pick different answers, and also judging by like the frequency of a certain response. Like if everyone seems to be choosing B, but one person said D, you probably assume that B is probably correct. But you can sort of learn how to tell which one is right, sort of. And another tip is to make the most of these 2 days of workshops, because I remember that they were pretty helpful. You get a lot of tips, and of course the practice exam tomorrow is just a really good guide of how you're going compared to other people. And my last tip is to not leave using MedEntry online system to the last minute. So you've still got a week or so. So try to get as many drills and papers done as you can, because it is a really good learning tool. And if you get stuck any questions on the LMS, you can email in and ask for further help. And I guess the big question is, how did I end up going in the UMAT? I ended up getting 100 percentile in the UMAT exam with an overall score of 87, to give you some sure you do it outside before you actually go into the exam center. So